Hi folks, are you finding that you are experiencing rather more breakouts and blackheads, especially around the jaw and mouth area than you normally would? Is it a little bit frustrating and you're not entirely sure what to do about it or why it's happening? If that is happening to you, then this video is going to explain probably why this is happening and has started to happen to you more recently, and what we can do to actually fix it reasonably quickly and easily. So why this is happening? It's because we're all having to wear face masks. Now, I must preface what I'm about to say with any advice that I give you about wearing of face masks. Clearly, the government guidelines are the ones that you must adhere to. So please bear that in mind whenever you are choosing the face mask that you're wearing. We all need different face masks for carrying out different tasks. So please always follow the government guidelines on the best use of wearing masks. But certainly from a skin point of view, what we are finding as therapists is that we are getting a lot of clients saying to us that they're suffering from breakouts and blackheads in specifically in the jaw area and sort of around the mouth and this lower cheek area where possibly they've never had that before. For a lot of women at certain times of the month, it can actually be that this is where congestion will start, and that is essentially what's happening. Your skin is becoming congested. So there is a new term kind of doing the rounds. It's a bit of a made up word. Some of you might have heard it. It's called Maskne, and it's the word mask and acne put together. And it's a term that you might see or hear people talking about. Now, Maskne, generally, it's believed by dermatologists, is a result of wearing masks that are potentially too tight fitting and possibly made from a material that just isn't sitting well on your skin. So because masks do have to be tight, because we need to be keeping this area so safe, they are sitting very close to the skin. Now, the best fabric to use in order to keep to make it more breathable and to make it more make it easier for the skin to kind of react to that in a better way is to try and use a mask that is made out of silk, or at least have the inside of the mask, the lining part that covers the face, of silk origin. This is really good for acne prone skin because it helps, they're more breathable essentially. Silk is more breathable. Cotton masks are also really good because they're lightweight. So if you are able to, based on the task that you're doing or the job that you are doing, change to a silk or cotton based mask, then that is brilliant. Although I completely understand that that isn't doable for a lot of people who are having to wear PPE that maybe they aren't allowed to make any adjustments to. So, you know, what can we do from a product point of view and a therapist point of view to advise you on the best way to deal with your skin if you are finding you're having these breakouts? So you may have heard me say in the past that if ever you have a problem with your skin and it's not doing what you want it to do, then go back to the basics: cleanse, tone, moisturize. Okay, so if you're getting those three things right, what I would also say is what people tend to do when they get congestion or more oil on the skin is they tend to want to scrub it and wash it and keep washing it. Please try and avoid doing that because your skin does still need an element of oil in it to be healthy. So a lot of teenagers tend to do this. They'll get, you know, quite an abrasive face wash, and they'll scrub and scrub and scrub, and I understand why they're doing that. But actually you still need the oil in your skin for hydration, so it can be counterproductive to do that. So just make sure you're using a good cleanser that's suitable for your skin, your toning and your moisturising morning and night. Adding on to that, I would suggest one of these three things. I would suggest that you get a mask, a face mask that is purifying. And one of the essential ingredients in any purifying mask is clay, believe it or not. So we have a saying in the therapy world that clay never stays. So with any other type of mask, I always tell my clients to sleep in it, but not with a clay mask, mainly because you'll get your bed clothes a little bit messy, but also the clay will harden and it's not particularly nice to keep that on overnight. So get yourself a really good purifying mask with clay as one of the main ingredients. Apply that once or twice a week. Generally rinse off with tepid water and pat dry, and then finish with your moisturiser. Now what that's going to do is the clay will actually draw out the impurities. Now, the reason that this is happening is because the epidermis, which is the outer layer of the skin, isn't able to get rid of the excess oil. It's just kind of being pushed back into the skin with the face mask. So anything that we can do to draw that out and clear those blockages is a good thing, okay? Now, this one might mess with your mind a little bit because a lot of people find it counterintuitive, but when you have a combination oily skin, you actually want to make sure that you are actually putting an oil into it. So like I said before, you're not stripping it. You're maintaining that level of oil that's in the skin, okay? So a really good facial oil, believe it or not, will help. It will really help to just balance everything back out. So there are some brilliant facial oils out there that you can get. And the two key ingredients that I would always look for is ylang ylang, that's with a Y. Really purifying. It's a lovely smell as well. If any of you have ever had any essential oils with ylang ylang in it that you use in, say, a diffuser, it's such a lovely calming smell. So ylang ylang. And the other one is neroli. Neroli. Neroli is fantastic at balancing and hydrating. So again, as I've said, it does seem a bit odd to put an oil onto your skin when maybe you've got excess oil anyway, but oil plus oil gets rid of oil. Okay, so what you want to be doing is applying that morning and night. Now, the other thing you can choose to do in addition to this, or just as the extra thing that you're going to do over and above your cleanse, tone and moisturise, is a very gentle exfoliator. Now, I can't stress this enough. If you have got breakouts, the last thing you want to be doing is scrubbing your skin, okay? But an exfoliator specifically designed for a combination skin will help again to just draw out impurities and help rebalance that oil. So pick a really gentle one that's got very small mechanical exfoliators in it, and try and look for ingredients such as palmarosa. Palmarosa is really, really purifying for the skin. So just to recap, it could be that you are getting congestion around the jawline because your mask is possibly the wrong type of material for your skin. Now, as I've said, if you cannot change that because you have to wear a certain type for your job, then please stick with that mask. If you are able to change your mask because you're just going to the shops, then try and pick one that's got silk in it, especially in the filter area, or a cotton one, okay? If you are not able to change the type of material with your face mask, cleanse, tone, moisturise, okay? And then potentially add on one of three of these things. A purifying mask with clay once or twice a week will draw out all the excess oil, get rid of blackheads, etc. A facial oil before your moisturiser, morning and evening. Preferably, the predominant essential oil in it is ylang ylang or neroli. And finally, a gentle exfoliator, a very gentle exfoliator, and look for one that has, for example, palmarosa in it with small mechanical exfoliators. And please, if you're going to exfoliate over that area, be hugely gentle with your skin. As ever, if you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, and I will hopefully speak to you soon. Take care.